Martuba. It was a few days before Ayumi would be released from the hospital. The setting was a dark palatial chamber, truly palatial. At that, with various paintings and tapestries lining the walls and ornate, vividly hued candelabras dotting the room, along with a variety of human and animal-shaped objects placed here and there. In short, these were surroundings rife with the sinister and supernatural mystique. Such was the nature of Martuba's tomb, the secret organization of black magic practitioners to which I belonged. And into those solemn yet stern environs echoed a low, deep female voice. We have determined the whereabouts of the holiest of objects, the grimoire plundered from our hands by those detestable Yagura. There was a slow, heavy cadence to her voice and a degree of... That's going to be a lot of reading. Arcanism to her speech that perfectly conveyed both authority and experience. This was not someone to be questioned. Surrounding me in this sacred space was numerous shadowy figures, each wearing a black robe. We looked an awful lot like a pulp culture perception of devil worshippers. Oh, truly. At long last. Damn those Yaguro. The Book of Shadows. The weight of this news was evident by the sudden emotional reaction of those around me. I, too, was wearing the black robe, though the bits of pale skin peeking through would have made it easy to pick me out of the lineup. Lo, the radiance of our queen hath reached mine eyes from the depths of the schoolhouse manifested by the Nirvana. Oh-ho! Just as predicted. Our founder's wisdom rings true. But was the girl of use? There was a palpable sense of excitement throughout the chamber. Magari, come. Okay. I stepped forward. The Mistress Magari of the second degree, we place our trust on thy mission. Thanks a bunch. The very fate of this, our sacred order of Martuba's tomb, doth depend solely upon the Book of Shadows. Thus must thou useth thy power to retrieve it forthwith. By myself? Thou beest the sole master available at his juncture. She with the second right of succession, Azusa Takai, be also present with the Nirvana. Thou art to retrieve both the book and the girl. Fine. I had no qualms about talking back to our high and mighty leader, but some fights you just can't win. There was no getting out of this one, so I figured I'd just suck it up. We shall keep thee abreast of all the pertinent information. Do not falter. If thou shalt fail, know that thy right of succession shall be revoked. I found myself at the local park that night. From atop the jungle gym, I contemplated my situation. Why does everything have to suck so much? With my position as successor on the line, I guess I don't really have much choice but to go. But goddamn, heavenly host, why? And I have to go after that fucker Azusa on top of everything else. Where the hell does she get off? I laid myself back onto the steel bars of the jungle gym and gazed up at the sky. The stars were particularly bright that night. Yeah, why the fuck did I have to die on— Why did you have to die on me, Naho Sayanoki? Oh. Calm down, bitch. I could almost make out Naho's bright smile in the sky above, as if she'd somehow become a constellation after her passing. I was supposed to be the one to kill you. I felt alone, unchallenged. And then even the Naho constellation died on me, sliced through by the tail of a shooting star in the dark of night. Why do you have to leave me? Aren't I good enough for you? Unfortunately, I was alone no longer. A voice rang out from below me. It was Misuto. Hey, long time no see. When I turned to look, I saw him standing at the bottom of the jungle gym waving. I said nothing in response, instead brandishing my scythe and leapt from the perch in one swift motion, hoping to catch him off guard and lop off his damned head. He was obviously ready for me, however, casually stopping my advance with a 500 yen umbrella without once displaying the slightest surprise or strain in his face. If I had to give him credit for one thing, it would be keeping cool under pressure. My strength is not insubstantial. He had to have been struggling to hold me back, but it didn't show. You're also after the Book of Shadows, aren't you, Miss Fourth in Line? So how about we work together till one of us gets it? The scythe and the plastic umbrella frame scraped against one another with an ear-splitting shing. I had every intention of killing him right then and there, and I made no effort to hide it. Misuto, meanwhile, was just smiling back at me, though he had a look in his eyes as well that slightly belayed his outwardly nonchalant regard for this battle. His black pupils shone red in the dim light. Finally, we each pushed hard enough that our weapons clashed and deflected on one another, putting some slight distance between us. We'll save this fun for later. Persistent Yagura scum. With a flick of the wrist, I shrank my scythe back into a portable form and sheathed it. I then crossed my arms and smiled. You know, there were plenty of time for Battle Royale later. Guess I'll just have to wait till then, because I sure would love to kill you too, Martuba. When this is all over, I'll be sure to watch you take your last breath. If we're going to work together, though, we'll need to be on the same page. I believe what you're looking for is a fully intact Book of Shadows, correct? You're a holy object with the Nirvana and the core all put right back into its form and completed whole and originally manifested. Mr. pointed his 500 yen umbrella at me. That Nirvana was awakened a long time ago by Yoshi of the Shinozaki lineage, which means the book can't be reformed by anyone but Ayumi Shinozaki, the successor to that line. Misuto huffed derisively. So I plan on sending Ayumi to the Nirvana, to Heavenly Host, once more. I'll get her to pay to visit Makina Shinozaki's apartment. Misuto had his arms crossed as well. This was about as reluctant a truce as they come. Is that so? You do realize that if she dies, there's no one left to replace her. Of course I know that, which is why I'll be supporting her from the shadows as much as a royal pain in the ass as that is. Okay, you do that. I've got some plans of my own. This hardly counts as working together, you know. It's pretty much just a race to see who gets the book first, and that's sure as hell ain't gonna be you, you parka freak. Says you shit bitch. He turned to walk away, but not before chucking a knife in my general direction. It grazed my cheek before embedding itself in the bark of the tree behind me, though I made absolutely no attempt to dodge it, nor did I allow my expression to change even marginally. Excellent. I smiled widely, drunk on my own insane machinations. The pieces were all falling into place. Much later, lying on my back in the bathing area, I thoroughly sized up the ever-after stones I'd stolen. All the while a maid was scrubbing me down to get rid of the dead skin cells so I could keep on looking pure and lovely. Ouch. The maid just flashed me a smile and continued scrubbing. Book of Shadows aside, I wonder if I can find maybe Naho or Sakia Bade. That seems like it might be kind of fuck. The vehement scrubbing was making my body vibrate quite a bit, and between that and my monologue, I was wound up biting my tongue. Immediately, I shot to my feet. That's it. Stop, you piece of shit! I bit my tongue. Not just yet. We still need to wash you down with hot water. I got so much off you must feel like a new woman. Is my skin squeaky? It is. Prove it. As you wish. Sure enough, when the maid ran her finger over my body and the resistance they found created a sound not unlike of a freshly cleaned plate. Oh, not bad for a scrub. Okay then, all is forgiven. God fucking heaven, host. I fell back onto my king-size canopy bed, sprawling out as much as I possibly could. On the floor nearby was a suitcase my butler Waldo had prepared for me. Madame? Waldo was always so courteous, and always kept on even tone of voice when addressing me. The preparations had been completed. I turned my head and looked down at the suitcase. Ah, damn it, God. I slowly peeled myself off the bed to begin the arduous task of packing for my trip to Heavenly Host. Open and ready for me, the suitcase contained a number of essentials that Waldo had pre-packed on my behalf. This sucks, it's awful, I hate it. There's Waldo, yeah. There was a canteen, some store-bought sweet buns, a black robe, some candles, matcha tea, matches, a knife, and a few other sort of survival items. This sucks, it's awful, I hate it. Madame, I've also prepared for you some cosmetic water and liquid foundation along with milk lotion if it's needed. He had 2 large bottles in his hand. I hate it. Of course. Well, that was quick. I don't mind, I like the short ones. New Encyclopedia Obscura entries have been unlocked. Martuba's tomb, Magari Mizuki. I have to go.